top of the hour with more broad news. I hope to see you then.
My name is Nozibele Kamganamaya.
Don't hold back. Say it loud.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to Don't Hold Back.
A lot of people do that. It's all about saying it loud.
Things would have been...
Nozibele gets everyone talking. Check out the award-winning podcast, Don't Hold Back.
Most people spend their final days here, in a hospital. Although most of us would prefer to die at home, only very few do so. Is there too much end-of-life treatment?
Not everything that's possible is necessary. Am I acting in the patient's interest? It should not be anyone else's interest, and definitely not for economic interests.
How much help should we expect from doctors? And how much do the patient's own wishes count?
When a patient says they're more scared of ending up on life support, with 20 years of staring at the ceiling ahead of them without being able to speak, and would rather die, you have to accept that.
Are hospitals actually profiting from end-of-life treatment? Dying is often a taboo subject, and one with much potential for conflict.
Erde zu Erde,
earth to earth,
Asche zu
ashes to ashes, and dust
Staub
to
zu
dust.
Staub.
Around half of the population in Germany will take their last breath in a hospital. For a better look at death and dying with tubes and ventilators, we've come to an intensive care wing. The doctors are on their morning rounds.
Guten Morgen.
Good morning.
Wie geht es denn?
How are you?
Ja?
You have a serious circulation problem in your heart muscle. At the moment, we're not happy with how things are looking. So we're going to take care of you a bit longer, okay?
Why do so many people die in hospital beds and not peacefully at home?
On our rounds, we see very many elderly patients, and they often have many different illnesses, and they still come to hospital. You try to help them somehow, but as we see in this case, these comorbidities are so extensive that in conjunction with the results we got yesterday, there's not a lot you can do.
Uwe Janssens wants to switch to palliative care, preparing one for end of life. But like so many people, the man hasn't left a patient's degree. Janssens tries without success to reach the man's relatives to find out how much more treatment the man should be given.
I spend about 2 hours a day on the phone, it feels like, because I think it's important to talk to the GPs, but it's incredibly difficult. He has a serious, non-treatable coronary heart condition. Yes. That was really very important. The doctor knows him well. He also told the GP that if there were to be grave complications, he didn't want to be put in intensive care. That's important because now we have a clear path to take, even if it wasn't specifically written out. It means that we won't be able to help him stay alive, but we'll try to ensure that he can depart this world peacefully and painlessly.
I'll take the backpack. I don't know whether it's down there. I'm going downstairs, okay?
But life-threatening situations on the intensive care wing aren't always this slow and steady. Intensive care medic Alice Neudecker is on her way to an emergency one floor down. A woman has been resuscitated and needs to be taken to intensive care now for further treatment. It's unclear whether she'll survive.
Okay.
And then again, quickly.
Okay.
Once in intensive care, she's immediately attached to every life-sustaining machine possible. Of course, medics want to heal people, but many who come to the intensive care unit don't survive.
Okay.
20 minutes have passed. Alice, could you describe what's happening?
Ja, die Patientin ist im Herzkatheter gewesen.
The patient has been on a heart catheter. They did everything they could to help her, but unfortunately, nothing was working and she died. We're waiting for the family now. What was important to us for the last step was that we were able to be with that patient, make sure she had no pain or fear. We were with her, and we're holding her hand at the last minute, because we were the only ones here. The relatives were still on their way.
Patients coming to intensive care are getting older and older. Often they're already sick with many illnesses that prevent them from recovering. It's then up to the doctors to decide if and how long to prolong life.
Die Intensivmedizin bietet enorme Chancen, aber
Intensive care allows enormous opportunities, but also risks. Bringing that together requires cultural understanding. As a team, you have to keep finding ways to help the patient have a dignified death, and also to accept that death and dying is also part of a therapeutic process.
therapeutischen Prozesses ist.
Modern medicine often means the process of dying can be very drawn out. It often leaves doctors to make the decision on when to continue treatment and when to let someone die. Uwe Janssens is on his way to a meeting with the Ethics Commission. This is where experts from various disciplines convene to decide on whether or not to withdraw life-prolonging measures. Today, the Commission is discussing the fate of a gravely ill lung patient. He's been in intensive care for several weeks. He's being kept alive on a ventilator.
Because of his deteriorating ability to breathe, treatment requires ventilation. He is experiencing different phases of infection, infections that are healing, phases of wakefulness, and of confusion. He's at his physical limit every day. Would you like to add anything?
Also wir treten wirklich in der Tat so ein bisschen auf der Stelle und
we're really just treading water, and his future is not looking much better. We don't see an end game, that's the question.
Irgendwo, also wir sehen das Endziel nicht. Das ist jetzt die Frage.
How much longer can we continue doing this? Where is the end? What is our goal?
Unser Endpunkt letztendlich. Wo müssen wir hin?
We have already been trying for a long time to get him off the ventilator. We keep reaching the 4-hour mark, and continuous spontaneous breathing has failed several times. The risk is so great that if we took him off, he would certainly suffer organ failure. If he stays on the ventilator, then he will continue to live.
What is known about his wishes before treatment?
He never really made any explicit statements, so we don't have any exact information about the patient's wishes.
Wenn wir jetzt sagen, der ist nicht entwöhnbar,
If we're saying he can't be taken off the ventilator, then we're looking at a long-term permanent dependence on a ventilator, either at home or somewhere else.
Beatmung auch in einem Häuschen.
Is that something his family can foresee or not?
Aus der Angehörigensicht, oder wie sieht das aus?
His wish is to go home, but I don't see it as a viable option. Every few days we take a step backward. The patient becomes full of mucus again, gets really distressed, which uses up all his energy. I don't see that being any different at home.
That means that fulfilling his wish to go home would mean that he's on a ventilator in 24-hour intensive care, and that would make things difficult for his family.
Yes, I agree. If we can transfer Mr. A back home, it would be purely palliative. The way Mr. A sees it, however, he's not seeing himself as bedbound. But there is no alternative. He cannot move freely. I think that we're talking about a palliative scenario. We will, in accordance with his wishes, send him home, but I don't think it can be for long.
And you've been providing pastoral care to the family and patient for a long time?
They did speak extensively about the end of his life.
Hey. Wait, I gotta be salty for a
His wife
second.
couldn't imagine turning the home
Okay,
into an intensive
coffee?
care room, which is what
Coffee
we put on
in
a ventilator
Italy,
at home.
€1. Is that real? Are you fucking with me?
We should
€1?
stand humbly at the end of our
Because
lives
here it's
and
like
be thankful
euro
for the
20,
long
euro
time we had
30.
together.
Mostly euro.
We discussed that in the last few days.
Yeah, euro 30 at this point, I think. Euro 20 in Italy? What the hell? What? You people have so better paychecks than we do. Euro, €1 for coffee.
Relatives have to be informed.
If you sit down, they charge extra. Oh! Wait, so I come to a coffee shop in Italy.
Thank you.
I come to a coffee shop in Italy. I order at the shank. I place my order. She gives me the coffee. It's like coffee to go. Coffee to go is €1, and then I pay extra to carry, to like sit.
But that concern us as humans.
Because that is insane.
We believe
That
if
is
such a
insane.
structure is not in place, then it
Slovakia
should be
isn't a major
mandatory.
power yet, too. Wait, the way I understood it, though, the way I understood it and understand Slovakia is that it has a system similar to the Croatian system, which is that a prime minister could fuck you up. A prime minister could fuck you up so much. But the president is more so there. Like, he's around.
We're going to visit an elderly
You know what I
patient
mean?
now.
He's around. He can't really destroy the country. It's not that he's powerless.
Serious breathing problems.
It's that he can't
First, they kept calling the ambulance.
set the country on a
To go to
path
hospital because she knows if she calls an
himself.
ambulance, she'll
So
end
I
up in
think
clinic.
that if we want to be worried about a country, we should be worried about the choice of the prime minister. But like the president is just there. Like, we have a shit-ass president, but he's just there. He's just around, he's taking pictures, he's, smiling at the camera, he's saying really stupid shit. But he's just around. He's not really a power. He's not really a choice maker. He's more of a celebrity. He's a celebrity. It's like if Brits get to pick royal family members every few years, and then these are the people that you're taking photos of, and these are the people who are useless, and they're just like going around bringing attention to shit. But that's that. They don't really choose policy. You take it like a vodka in a shot. Oh, you just... that goes very against Croatia. Oh, that goes very against Croatian culture. No. We drink coffee like one would... I don't even know what to compare it with. We drink it... It's a multiple hour affair. Sometimes, like, you go with someone to get coffee, it means you're gonna spend quite some time sitting in the coffee shop, sipping on your coffee. That's what we do. You just sit there and you chill. Gas stations give you coffee for free.
And a deep breath in and out.
Why? Are you friends with some gas station owner? Is that what's going on? Because that's what I used to do in a cafe when I was working. I would give people coffee for free. Oh, I don't know how to set these. Is that what you're doing? I guess that's what you're doing. Might not workers. Why would I do that? Next time USA people bitch about not having health insurance, I'm gonna be like, bro, you get free coffee? You get free coffee in the mornings? Bro, health insurance, what? Who needs that? Do you have cancer? No. Can you drink coffee? Yes. What matters more to you? I'll just wave you away.
It's all totally natural. But it's a strange situation.
One sole reason I want to go to USA now. One sole reason, never had any other reason. Gas station. What is gas? Hey, talking about USA, you know what I learned today? Unironically, I had a fight with a Balkan person online today. He's like, I lived in USA previously, and men in USA are in a horrible position. And I'm like, I wonder why. Because I was like, is it gonna go the way of like the culture is, pointing out toxic masculinity so much that men are scared to be acting in a way that would strengthen their own gender perception or whatever. So I'm like, why? What's wrong with USA? What's wrong with being a man in USA? No, guys, you know what's wrong? People told him that if you are a man in USA, you don't get voting rights and you don't get health insurance unless you go to the military. Like, women just get it, but men have to go to military to be allowed to fucking vote. I'm like... So I sent him some sources to read, and he's like, no. Like, of course they're not going to say it, but it's still the truth, because I was living in USA, and people that I was living with have told me.
How much patience you come home again to flourish.
Nice, fair, fine, all right. Just don't fucking get voting rights. I wish. I have to sign up to be allowed to be drafted. You don't have to go to the military. Like, we do that, the sign up shit too here. When the man is like reaching the age of 18, you go to get signed up. But that's not going to the military. I don't even know what happens if you don't go. I think everyone just goes, you just sign a paper and that's that. But like, you have to actively go to the military to be given voting rights as an adult man?
Because you often manage to ease severe pain or breathing difficulties.
Did he sound German? Oh, he was actually Balkan. He was rather good at Balkan shit. So he was one of ours. He was one of ours, like homegrown, Balkan grown man, Eastern European, born and raised. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was trying to prove him wrong, and he kept calling me a little village person who never left her place of living. And then I was like, yeah, all right. You know what? You know what? I hope you don't get voting rights. What do I even say about that? All testicles have microplastics. True. That's true. That's true. That's true. I know a man in Serbia who believes that because of microplastics he can't make any children. So it might actually be true. It might listen, it might actually be true. He's kind of a piece of shit, so I've never really tried to have a conversation with him. We're like distant family in a way, family by marriage, but then his wife divorced him because he was a piece of shit. But he believes it's because of microplastics, and I was like, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe you're just like fucked up forever, my man. What do I tell you? Just molten plastic clogging your little dicky so nothing can get out. Maybe, genuinely. One woman, one vote. Yeah. And men don't count. Men don't count. What about voting rights? A Balkan man was trying to teach me that men in USA can't vote unless they go to the military. That's what it was.
There's a document with lots
Dudik Dude? And Dylan Burns talked about Serbs and their genocide anniversary. Oh yeah, there were big news about that. I've had lots of big family conversations about that. The genocide in Srebrenica was a big conversation topic recently. I'm actually rather happy that I did some reading on this, because I was prepared, my dude. I was prepared, alright? I was fine. But, oh, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of questions being asked in a way that's, you know, like you see a question and you're like,
Do you have the feeling that just too much is done to keep people alive?
I feel like
That people aren't
politically,
allowed to die?
I know where you stand, and I know it's not something I would agree with. It was people being like, well, if Serbs wanted to genocide Muslims, how come there's so many Muslims? How come the numbers are growing? Were they that unsuccessful? If they were unsuccessful, unironically a question, if they were so unsuccessful when attempting the genocide, does it even count as a genocide? Because like you try and you fail, so isn't it just killing some people?
days, weeks, months later. And I don't think
So yeah, tough conversations for Balkans right now. Very tough time, very tough situation. Let's say it like that. This is worse than like playing football on big championships. It's worse time. Genuinely, more stupid questions. Non-citizens can become citizens by serving in the military. Maybe that's what he heard about. Could it be that? I need to ask him. Oh, maybe they told him how he can get voting rights. And he was like, oh, this is how Americans get voting rights. Maybe it was that. Now, physical clogging. The thing is, with that man specifically, there is something, I don't know precisely what he has, but I know that the doctors have told him that they can do a surgery rather quickly. It's like local anesthesia, because something is genuinely clogged and they just like fix it quickly, and that's that. And you know, everything's gonna be GG. There's something they have to cut. I don't know what it is, but he believes it's because of microplastics. And I believe that if you're an evil man, maybe you shouldn't be getting free education. So, did you know? He's free to Google shit.
Usually outside their homes. They arrive here and are given every medical treatment possible.
Oh, streak! Congratulations! Men 1825 can't vote, go to university or get a driver's license unless they register for the selective service, which hasn't been activated since the Vietnam War.
They're actually not able to wake up again.
So that is
so terribly damaged that we can't help them.
That is basically the threat. Don't become more evil. To be fair, what I know is that his new wife, he was married to my cousin, and then she left him because he was a piece of shit. And then he married another woman, and then she also left him because he was a piece of shit. He's on wife number 3 now, and I hear she's improving the situation. So maybe what he needed was just someone. How to say this?
Yes.
Someone he's equal. Someone he's equal. Someone as audacious as he is. Can she fix him? I guess. What I know is that she kicked out his parents. He bought a house because he's rather rich. He bought a house and then he allowed his parents to move in this house. And his first 2 wives, the problem was that both of them couldn't stay pregnant while with him, and both of them were bullied by his parents, who live in the same house. His wives were bullied by his parents because his parents were like, oh yeah, well, you have paperwork indicating that you are able to get pregnant, and that the issue is with my son. No chance. No chance. My son is perfect. No chance. You, a woman, you fucked around so much, you hoe, that now you're unable to get pregnant. So he lost 2 wives. Now he's on wife number 3. What I know is that she kicked the parents out. So I think she like figured it out. I think she figured out where the problem lies actually. Did you get his riches? He's still alive, unfortunately. So he's keeping the riches. Some people are more equal than others. To be fair, I've never met her. I do know him, and we kind of like, we don't really contact, but sometimes I don't know her. So I don't know how equal she is. But I've heard she's a strong fucking woman, so... My cousin, by the way, the one that was his first wife, the one that like first went through this bullshit, she gave birth recently. Congrats. This was her second time giving birth. She nearly died. Genuinely. Nearly fucking died. What happened is, first birth she had, it was like almost 3 years ago, I think, with her new husband. So the first kid, perfect. Pregnancy, perfect. Birth, perfect. Second kid, pregnancy, perfect. Birth, not really. She was in the best hospital in Serbia. Best hospital in Serbia. And what basically happened is the doctors have said that if she went to the second best hospital, she wouldn't be surviving. And they don't know for the baby because they don't even know exactly what happened with the baby. The blood sugar just dropped ridiculously low. So they, for like, I think hour and a half approximately, her family didn't know if she is going to be surviving and if the baby is like even alive. No one knew shit. We didn't know for about 20 minutes because no one bothered to call us because, you know, you don't really think about calling other family members in these situations. But yeah, so what I've learned also is that Serbia has actually quite modern hospitals in some parts of Serbia, but there's only like this one in their vicinity, this one that is like actually properly good. And they told her before she went to give birth, they were like, yeah, your first birth was perfect, like no issues whatsoever. Second birth is usually easier, so you will likely not need this fancy hospital because you need to drive a lot to get there. And then the stay is like expensive if you want to get extra days and shit like that. So you don't need it because very likely everything's gonna just be good. And she was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna treat myself and I'm gonna get a really good experience for my second time just because I can. And yeah, it saved them both. So that was cool. That was cool. They only have 3 possibilities.
This is my wife in Tihol. That picture's 6 years
old.
now.
Russians though?
Look at her hair.
Your border markings?
She's 68 now. And this is
you
what
should
she
pass
looks
to
like.
borrow them if they need something. Bro, they need everything. They need every fucking thing. By the way, I need to show you my news. I need to show you my news. Bro, I got no.
It's such a long time.
I'm chilling.
Yes,
I'm chilling. I'm alright. I have to work 300 days more at my current retail job. So I'm chilling. Alright? Allow me to chill. Allow me to live. Allow me to breathe a little bit. Alright? What I need to flex on you with though. So, look at this. Look at it. I got a book. Just brought it from the city. It's 501 must-read books. And I actually got it at an auction for the dog shelter. So they do this thing where like people donate stuff. And then when people donate stuff, you can buy stuff. And when you buy stuff, the money from what you bought goes to the dog shelter so they can buy food. Yeah, it's a list of books that you should be reading. That's what the book is. Yeah, book about books. Genuinely book about books. I was so hyped to get it. It's also in English. Don't know how I feel about that. It's in English. Not too happy. I kind of wanted to have a Croatian one. But alright, it's still a cool thing. It's a cool little thing because I can go through it, and a lot of the titles I've actually heard of, so I can go through it and I can see what actually sounds interesting to read it, and I can just delete the boring ones from my reading list because I have a reading list and I'm never going to complete that shit. I'm never going to do that. My design course starts on 6th of next month.
Even though you have power of attorney.
June.
No, not at all. You're ignored. All you hear is,
Months in English, easy, easy, easy peasy, easy peasy. Didn't even need to do the counting. So on 6th, which is Thursday. So until then, I'm trying to teach myself how to do graphic design. It makes no sense. Like, I'm going to a graphic design course and I'm teaching myself how to do graphic design. So when the course starts, I'll know how to do it. Genius decision, I know, but I'm teaching myself how to do it. There's like 2 works that I'm in the process of making. So, you know, wish me luck. Yeah, it's like, I thought of my cousin recently. She lives in Germany. And they have this thing, it's like a big apartment building. And you can get a woman to like clean. She cleans the building and you can get her to clean the individual rooms too, right? And she laughed recently how stupid it is, because the whole building, it's like mostly Balkan people in it, and the cleaner is also Balkan, right? It's all basically just our people. But when the cleaner is coming, everyone cleans before she comes in. So like she comes in and she basically just goes to every individual apartment and then has coffee, and then that's that, like chats with the people a little bit, goes to the next apartment to, you know, have a coffee or eat something. And that's a work day. Because everyone's like, I don't want to be embarrassed if she comes into my house and it's not tidy. You know, it's gonna look bad. I don't want to be embarrassed, so I'm gonna clean it. And then she can do like, I don't know, extra cleaning, and then there's nothing left to do. So yeah, basically it's that I'm doing that with my course. I'm teaching myself how to do shit. And then when the course starts, I'll be like, yeah, I kind of know. I know the basics relatively, but the man who's doing the course is really, what's the word? He's really not influential on the Croatian digital design scene, but he has had a job in few advertising houses and also in few gaming creators. What's that? It's not a factory. The fuck is it? I don't know. Like game makers, people who make video games and shit like that. The man worked for them. So my plan is to like suck up to him real good so I can get a job that he has, because I want his job. I want his job, alright? I want to be doing that. I want to be like, oh yeah, there's a new game Croatians are making, some football bullshit. They need a poster. I can make a poster. That's what he does all day. He's just like making posters for video games and bullshit, little illustrations for characters, sometimes character design. And that's basically that. It's a job. I work retail right now. This man's drawing stuff for a living. So I'm planning to like get really close. What?
Who monitors what the doctors are doing?
Death?
What's the legal situation?
Confirmed the death in Ukraine of the first Russian military birthday of 2006?
Partner law firm is specialized in end-of-life legislation.
Oh, the fuck.
Almost daily basis.
Oh, the fuck. Oh, man. She gets paid to clean, but really gets paid to drink coffee. We actually have a job. Can't remember how it's called. It's European Union funded. I'm gonna teach you guys where your taxes go if you're in one of those top contributors to the European Union. Fuck, I don't remember. There's an organization doing this. Who knows this? There's an organization. And what happens is it gives jobs to, mostly it's like unemployed women, because women in the villages here are usually unemployed. So men usually have some type of a job, very often in forestry and stuff like that. Women are usually unemployed. And they have started European project for these women to get employed as housekeepers. So what they do is you get like old people in your area, you get a list, and you're supposed to go and visit them. And when you go and visit them, you're supposed to do stuff for them that they can't do themselves. So like buy them groceries, or, change their bed sheets, wash their curtains, I don't know, whatever the hell they need to do. And my grand aunt, she died just a few days ago, by the way. My grand aunt, she had this woman like come to her house on a regular basis. And yeah, she would also be like cleaning. She would be cleaning before the woman comes. And then the woman would come and they would drink coffee together. They would go to walk around the garden. They would walk around the village a little bit. And there was that. And this woman was being paid by the project. She was getting paid through the project, which was funded by European Union itself. So like your taxes were being given to my grand aunt, so she and her friend can drink coffee. That's what it was. That's where the money was going. It was mostly like a woman, buying gas so she can go and drink coffee. And the next day she goes elsewhere and drinks coffee because there's nothing else to fucking do. There was nothing else to do. So, I actually like that. I kind of like that, but,
one more talk with the doctor.
Yeah, I think a paycheck. It's not a big paycheck though. We're not taking a lot of your money for coffee drinking, I promise. It's not a big paycheck, but it is enough to like be a contribution to our family.
Just the thought of it is terrible.
It would be nice if we had a community without paying. Yeah, no, definitely. I supported being paid because it still helps and it encourages it. And I do understand that in the current, situation, it's like it's rather hard to keep the community as lively as it would have been if less of us had to be worrying about getting, the next paycheck. But yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. I'm so happy for her today. You know how cool it is. She just comes in and she's like, hey, yo, what should I be doing? And my aunt was always like, oh, what should you be doing? Well, first, we're gonna make some coffee. And then they just sit and they like drink coffee. And that's that. I think one time she like washed her carpet. Because that was the only thing that, my aunt genuinely couldn't be doing. And that's that, really. That's the whole thing.
4 hours later.
Asshole million farmer. That's true. Yeah, human contact is. Data science? Going to get beat out by all the people with degrees because the Karens in HR. Oh, I know nothing about it, but holy shit. I might have to show out 21k.
There's a deep grief, but also
you have 21k? I hope your paycheck is, going to cover that rather quickly, because that's a nice sum of money. I have no idea what goes on in data science industry, to be completely honest. I know we have courses offered about it. I know I looked at it and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And then I just didn't. There's like a re-education thing that mentions it or has it as the full course. I'm not even sure because I was like, nah. It's hard for me. I want to go into illustrating video game shit. I feel that's easier. I feel that's simple. Some other old people need help. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure some of them really were needing it. We did open a lot of old people's homes on European Union money too, so that's also where your cash is going. We opened a bunch of old people's homes and they're just really profitable at this point. They're working really, really well. We even have some foreigners in. We have an, it's not an old people's home, it's like a retirement home. It's a retirement home. There's one in the vicinity, and it's like, it's not a home, it's like a building, but it actually is. It's a tiny village. And there's a bunch of houses there, and this is where the old people live. So you have your own house as an old person there. If you can move, of course. If you can't, then you get a place in the actual nearby building. But if you can like walk around, if you can, get up from your bed and stuff, you get a house, and they have little houses. And about a third of this is being remodeled recently. They're building new fancy houses specifically for Germans. There's a lot of Germans who want to go into a good retirement home, and they're apparently really expensive in Germany. So they're gonna get into real fancy new houses for old people in Croatia instead. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Overall, I'm like a big pro-European Union person, mostly because of, you know, shit like that. It's changing lives and it's changing them for the better. I just genuinely think it's good. I'm trying to find some book that like I've heard about.
I don't want my patient to be
And I haven't. You know what there is? There's interview with a vampire. A definitive gothic masterpiece, he goes.
That's why I'm taking it really
Narrated in the first person by Louis, a vampire and the main protagonist, to a reporter Daniel Malloy in the 1970s. I know the movie. I know the movie. Oh, they have like different genres. Oh, I need to show you menus. They have memoirs. History, classic fiction, children's fiction. The Little Prince. Hey, I was learning about The Little Prince recently. The Little Prince, not The Little Prince. Best book ever. I was learning about it recently. There's a really good YouTube channel. I don't know the name of it, but it explains really good books to you. And one of them was The Little Prince. If I get some of their videos in my recommended, I'm gonna show you. But they went through The Little Prince, and it's teaching you so much about like what the author was going through and how his experiences with what he was going through have shaped the book that he was writing at the time. Really cool thing.
Elisa's patient dies later that
Way too many people trying to get into, but there's not enough jobs to satisfy the demand. So if I called up a recruit, they'll just tell me not to even bother because they don't have a 4-year unless they are very desperate. Oh, that sucks.
It's Ingrid Lender's funeral.
You gotta open up your own firm. Can you open up your own firm? Is it a job that's... How to say that? Is it a job that's needed? Is it like one of those jobs that's like, oh, there's not a lot of job openings in this field, but there's a lot of demand for people who do this job? Or is it one of those things with like, there's not a lot of job openings in this field because there's really no need to create new jobs in the field because it's not needed that much? Basically, if you open up a firm, are you going to be able to make a living, or will you not be able to make a living, is what I'm most interested in. But listen, what I also wanted to show you, what I need to show you as the first thing, is that in my name, y'all made a donation to Diana, and she did manage to close the fundraiser. We mentioned her fundraiser at the end of stream last time. So she managed to close the fundraiser, and then we got to the update on the fundraiser. So, yeah, her father actually did let us know, but, well, 5 Russians won't see the sun rays tomorrow. God bless with the guys that are serving with my dad. There are many guys who served since 2014, and one hero of Ukraine named by President Zelensky. So yeah, we helped the hero of Ukraine. We helped one of them. I'm immensely proud. I'm immensely goddamn proud. Genuinely so much. And then what I said for the stream was mostly related to what I wanted to talk about on the stream was mostly European Union elections, because I feel we haven't really went into the topic last time enough, or at all, really. But yeah, I wanted you to know that I'm really proud, genuinely really proud of it. I don't know if you've seen this, but there was a new attack on Kharkiv, and they destroyed a book printing factory. So yeah, fuck that. Most pro-Russian European Parliament during these times? No. You think? No? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. Just yeah. I don't know. Oh shit! I saw this. Oh my man. I tried to open it. Tried to open, like to be bigger, and it didn't work. And I'm kind of happy it didn't work because it's. Bro. Oh man, oh that is just sick. That is stupid. Bullshit. It's like bullshit. It's ridiculous. Come on. What's some good news in German?
Or AfD has been expelled from the
ridiculous.
far-right Identity and Democracy group.
They even like made them wear Ukrainian clothes. Man. Who was it? Oh yeah, I also saved this because I got it in my recommended all endings European Union. Should probably show you this one first. But like, who was it bitching about little Masha? You remember that? When someone was bitching about little Masha in Russia having to pay reparations because of Russia's invasion on Ukraine, and like little Masha is just a small little girl, she didn't do anything. I don't know. These kids are making a case for like reparations against them and their children. Their children's children. Good ending. How quickly do you change? European Union started to continue the integration and efforts to become one nation. One nation? That's not a good ending. Ultimate good ending. Does he mean we add Russia or does he mean we conquer Russia? Concept of two-speed Europe became a fact after the 2031 treaty. If Bulgaria and France become a nation, I'll move to Japan. No, but like... I'm trying to... You know what I'm trying to figure out genuinely, unironically? Are you like Bulgarian or are you French? Like which idea offends you more? The idea of being the same as Frenchies or the idea of being the same as Bulgarians? Because I think Frenchies are good genuinely. Like we like mocking them, we like bullying them. But you know what I like about Frenchies? I like the fact that Frenchies are really good at protesting. I like the fact that Frenchies are really, really good at burning shit down to the ground when the government does something they dislike. It's like, oh, you're raising the retirement age, cars burning on the street. I like that. Like, I genuinely, I like that. I support that. Not like Notre Dame. Not like that. But more so like burning shit down when your elected officials betray you. I like that. I wish we did that. Because we don't do that in Croatia. We don't do that in Croatia. It's like, oh, my elected officials have betrayed me. I'm going to be kind of salty about it. I'm going to kind of complain. I'm gonna call them thieves because they're getting too much money. Yeah, how dare they get too much money and they have betrayed me. And then I'm like bitch on the internet for a while and we just don't do shit about it. You know? I wish we had the balls to go and burn shit to the ground. I wish we were like that. Oh yeah, but I feel like apartment cost is wait, can we get what's it called? Ranking. What's the rank when you wanna look at the economic might of citizens of a country? What's that? Because I'm pretty sure apartments being more expensive wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if they also get a good paycheck, but I'm not sure what the ratio of French paycheck versus Bulgarian paycheck is. Burn shit to the ground in America. And all that was said was, this is a Wendy's. To be fair, America is like, the way I look at America, it's the base level of violence in America is fucking scary, but it's a bit higher than the base level of violence a lot of us are experiencing, and this might partially be because we're tiny countries, so it's easier to control everything in a tiny country. But you know, we don't really get what you people are getting. So it's you know, burning shit to the ground is shocking if you usually don't have a lot of violence going, and then shit is burnt to the ground, and then it's like, whoo, a sudden rise in violence. But in USA, that already has an interesting situation, and you know, an interesting amount of weapons around you all of the time. I feel you would need to do a lot to raise it so rapidly that politicians actually go, oh shit, I have to react. I have to react. Like they're going to kick me out of power, I have to react. Raising the retirement age to 70? Or people are too fat and unhealthy for all of that? I feel, listen, on a positive side, that's what motivates you to keep healthy. It's like you want to live. You want to enjoy a pension? Do you need that steak? You need that hamburger? Huh? You need to be sitting on your ass right now? Come on. So, look, based. It's 60-something here, and we're in Balkans. We eat shit food. It's 60-something here, and, yeah. If our people survive to 80s, I feel y'all have the chance too. What's the everyone put down your lunch and stand up? True, stand up and then sit down, and then stand up and then sit down. Household. Economy. Let me write economy and then see what shows up. GDP. I want GDP. I want GDP. Employment rate. Gender pay gap. Nam GG. Ukraine. Purchasing power parities? Income and living conditions, all right? Income and living conditions database. Persons at risk of poverty or social exclusion. Let's see that. This is not that. I clicked on this one. Oh, I actually have to click here. All right. Show me. Is this somehow crappily edited now? And I'm gonna get lost in it? All right. Oh, bro, they're doing the regions. No, I don't want that many details. I just want countries. People at risk of poverty. Let me do this. better. Yeah, Bulgaria has a rather bad score in this. See, like, you're just here. You're just here. 2022. But, like, you're here. And France is there. So Frenchies are doing better. Frenchies are doing better. It's only hated yet celebrated for you to be fit and maintain your health. But anytime I tell some people that I have a recipe that is low in calories per serving, they get upset about it. Oh, man, why the hell? Why? Why? €4,000 per month while paying €2,000 taxes plus 1.2 million per apartment. This is €600 per month for 100-200 a month in taxes and bills. €80,000 apartment. Yeah, I think, you know what I think that is though? We do this thing in Croatia. I'm noticing you, fellow Eastern European. I'm noticing you. We do that. We do that shit. We do that shit where we look at Germany and we're like, Germans living better? No. The apartments in Germany are so expensive. Oh, the price of apartments in Germany? Man, ridiculously high if you compare it to Croatia. And then the paycheck that you get there, oh, do you even have that much money left after the paycheck? But what I've noticed is that a person working in Germany, properly working, like my brother, for example, really hard worker, right? He's been in Germany at this point less, 7 years. It's 7 years. Man has a really good apartment, a good car, a fancy-ass car they bought for his wife. Oh, that's some good shit. They're living incredibly well. They're living a life that in Croatia you're not getting. You're not getting that shit. He got the ability, he got a starting job when he went to Germany. And he was able to, listen, you don't get this in Croatia. He worked so well that his boss gave him a raise and gave him a promotion to a better position. You don't get that shit in Eastern Europe, alright? You don't get that bullshit. Unless the boss is like your cousin, you're not getting a fucking promotion unless you go there and you beg for it. And his boss was literally like, no, because I know someone else is going to offer you a lot. If not now, then soon. So I'm just gonna give you more now, so you stay in the firm. And then he didn't stay in the firm. He changed the firm later anyways for something with a bigger paycheck. Like he kept on going up. That's what happens in proper countries, in countries where you're actually valued as a worker. We don't get that shit here. I think we lie to ourselves a lot as Eastern Europeans. We like being like, oh yeah, well here where we live, we actually are able to live so much better on minimum wage than you would be able to live in Germany. Like, I genuinely think that's just us lying to ourselves. That's copium. That's snorting copium. When I compare my father living on a minimum wage in Germany and my mother living on a minimum wage in Croatia, it's pure copium to say that in Germany it's any worse, really. But I think we love to say it because we're just used to certain parts of our condition. You know what else it reminds me of? One of my childhood friends, kinda. She went to Ireland. She is working now in Ireland. Also has a really, really good position. But she often participates in this thing with like, oh yeah, well, in Ireland you can't really live as well as you can in Balkans. And her reason for saying that is that in Ireland, people don't do what she calls like luxurious living on a minimum paycheck. So for example, she mentions that when she got her job, a good paying job, right? the lunch in her firm was 5 euros. And she was like, yeah, this is about like a little bit higher than the lunch I was paying in a Croatian firm, right? 5 euros, and I'm getting so much more money for my paycheck here in Ireland. Of course, I'm going to be getting my little daily lunch for about 5 euros. But Irish people don't do that shit. They don't do that shit. They save it up. The culture is so different. They save it up. Here, what she used to be doing was she would go out for a coffee multiple times per day. There, no one goes for coffee during work hours. They just work. They get a little office coffee and they drink it at their desks. They just work. Here, it's like, oh, I'm kind of bored. I want to go out. And you write in that you're on a lunch break, and then you just go out and you drink coffee for like 2.5 hours if you work an office job like she did. They don't do that shit in Ireland. So, yeah, overall, what I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of the situation is us coping about the fact that living here has its perks. But let's be real. Let's be real. You would have a much better chances of building a life to some direction if you went to a properly ordered country. One person who moved to Bulgaria because the pay went farther over there in Portugal, our Eastern European brother. Eastern European brother? Oh, look at him. Yeah, look at Croatia here. Croatia's doing better than France and Germany. Croatia's doing better than France and Germany. And Italy. Spain, Greece. Where's Portugal? Worse. Slovakia or Slovenia. Look at Slovenian bastards. Czechs are the first ones. You don't even see them from my chat thing. Let me show you. Let me show you. Here's where the Czechs are. That's why the Czechs are. The Czechs are the first. Is it exactly the same size as my camera thing? It is. Nice, I can just leave it here. Yeah, Czechs are the first. Czechs. Why? What? Are they rich? Are Czechs rich? Probably all that at 2022. Must be the big... Mediterranean culture, not as industrially minded. Yeah, that too. It's just us not putting that much work into work. Well, I think I saw the explanation. Oh, here it is. Is that the one? No, I just highlight still. Poverty or social, how do you calculate that? All right, here. Let's go here. Severe material and social deprivation as gauged by their ability to afford a set of predefined material items or social activities. Oh, so it's that. It's how they calculated it. What social activities you're able to afford. Yeah, also very low work intensity. Bro, women, young adults, aged 18 to 24, people with a low level of educational attainment, and unemployed persons were more likely to be at risk of poverty or social exclusion. Like, I understand and some low level of educational attainment and unemployment. Women do? And then also like young adults aged 18 to 24? But what specifically did we look at? They're saying that the indicator was modified in 2021. The severe material deprivation rate component was revised, defining a new severe material and social deprivation rate based on a revised set of items. They're not giving me a set of items, so we gotta find that. We gotta find that. But like, it makes sense to me, I would say. It makes sense to me that you have to cut back on social events. If you are a person in danger of experiencing poverty, you have to cut back on social events because you don't have enough money to be participating, and this is pushing you into social exclusion. And also like not being able to find a job seems to be doing the same thing. Let me see this. It is not dependent strictly on a household's level of income, as it may also reflect joblessness, low work intensity, working status, or a range of other socioeconomic characteristics. Okay. Those who cannot afford at least 7 out of 13 deprivation items. 6 are related to individual and 7 are related to the household, that are considered by most people to be desirable or even necessary to lead an adequate quality of life. Let me go here. You go to the glossary, and the glossary just pushes you. Okay, let me go here. The glossary just pushes you to material. Need to find a specific list. I need to find a specific list of the items, because they keep on giving us predefined material items considered to be desirable or even necessary, but I need to find the list of these items, and I'm not sure where to find it. So to be honest, I'm probably gonna be looking for it today. Here's the link, by the way. Here's the link. This list of items at a household level. Oh yeah. Oh wait, we have some. Capacity to afford paying for 1 week annual holiday away from home. Afford a meal with meat, chicken, fish, or vegetarian equivalent every second day. Hey! Have access to a car, van for personal use, or I assume that too. Internet connection? Regular leisure activities. So I would guess they would be counting all leisure activities in it. So like bowling counts the same as like going to the cinema, right? 1 week vacation where? I mean, to be fair, I feel like 1 week vacation anywhere. How often? Annually? Annually. Yeah, you could save up for annual one. once per year you could do that. But I'm feeling that even if you look at the cheapest ones, they're still relatively expensive. Unless you're counting vacations, if you like go to the village next to you, right? Having access to a personal vehicle would be dependent on what type of location you live in. So that could be taken off the list. Could see that. Car, van for personal use. You could see that. Like you're maybe just living in, I don't know, city. You don't need that shit. $500 on a week vacation or $5,000 pretty easily. Yeah, but I feel like for a lot of people, 500 would still be an interesting amount, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? So I'm feeling that also would be, oh look, getting together with friends, family for a drink meal at least once a month. Oh, bro. I feel what they do is like, it's a question of, hey, are you able to do this? Are you able to afford getting together with your friends for, you know, a drink or a meal once per month? Or are you not able to do this? And it's not a question of like whether you want to. It's a question of whether you had to not go because you knew that at the end of the evening, when the check comes, you will not be able to pay for your share, so you would rather just not go. And I feel in that way they're also asking people when it comes to their ability to afford some sort of an annual holiday away from home for a week. It's like they don't have to specifically choose which holiday, because at that point you're like picking for them where they would have to be going. It's just asking you, hey, are you able, like once per year, are you able to go for a holiday? Are you able to do that? Or do you get your vacation days and you have to sit at home because you can't afford to go? What is it? So it's mostly about the way that people in these situations perceive their abilities to be. How many points? Oh, it's points towards points for social exclusion, and I feel that they just like clump them together. Having an internet connection. That is definitely. Also, I was kind of weirded out today. I saw a statistic on people in Europe able to speak in at least 2 languages, right? So the idea was, hey, this is how many people in Europe can hold a conversation in at least 2 languages, one of which is their own, right? And the lowest percentage was in Poland. And it was, I think, 29? How? Like an Eastern European brother to brother, how? Because I'm feeling in Croatia at this point, alright? I feel like I use my perspective a lot on this. I just impose it everywhere. But when you look at Croatia right now, young people speak English, right? If you're young, you have to know English. I don't think there's a single young person who doesn't know English. I had like classmates who were shit at English while we were at school. They speak English now. You want to be gaming, you gotta know English. You're watching TV shows, you're watching shit in English, right? So young people are mostly English speakers. If they are not English speakers by any chance, they speak German. Because we all go to work in Germany. You know the rates of Eastern European brothers who go to work in Germany to survive? You learn German there. How are you unable to hold a conversation in German if you're working in Germany? It's like 29. From one of us, surprised. Genuinely surprised. Unironically, genuinely surprised. If it was like French being the lowest, I would have been like, yeah, alright, it's the French. Like, you never needed to go abroad to work. You have enough shit entertainment in your own language. But it's still some sort of entertainment, right? But like, come on. Polish were taught Russian heavily in schools because fascist Russia forced them to. Yeah, that too. People here also learned Russian, like my mother learned it. But to be fair, I wouldn't count Russian as a second language you can hold a conversation in. That doesn't count. That's like... Russia fascism is illegal. Are you aware of a Russisch group that went into Ukraine in 2014 and then their people would be coming to Russia regularly, treated as heroes? What do you mean, illegal? What do you mean, illegal, my dude? Are we pretending not to know that these openly, loudly Nazi worshippers who invaded another country to go and kill their civilians were treated as heroes back home? Like, what? Illegal? Illegal? I'm asking you, who invaded another country, did Nazi shit, like invading another country, and then got their balls licked back at home? Because we know for sure Ukrainians never did some shit like that. I ain't even going into like ideology, but I'm not even going into ideology trash. I'm going into, bro, who the fuck is invading another country, trying to genocide an entire nation? Because there was Nazi shit, alright? Nazi shit wasn't stupid ass tattoos. Nazi shit was going around invading countries and killing and torturing people. That's what Nazi shit was. And guess which country is engaged in Nazi shit right now? I genuinely can't even give a shit about dumbass tattoos at this point. Russian's not a basic curriculum. Based. Fucking base. Yeah, I saw a statistic on Azov recently, and it was about even in like 2016, I believe, even there the amount of extremists was like 20% at most. Like at most. Come on! And we're talking about people who stayed in their own land to defend their own land from foreign invaders. What are we talking about? Want to talk about issues with fascism? Talk about people invading another country. Come on. So, yeah, bullshit. But yeah. Wait, where was I on this? I forgot where I was on this. What about the Irish? Irish? Fuck, I need to find that stat. I need to find the stat in languages. EU countries are able to hold a conversation in 2 languages. Look at me finding statistics. Quora? Oh, let's look at this. Which European countries are best at speaking multiple languages? 50.9% of the population. Not what? 73.2. 35.8. 67. Not 96. What do Swedes do? 69. Eastern European brother with Serbia. 79.3%. You know why it's so high? It's because they speak Croatian. They speak Croatian as the better version of their own language. It's easy when two languages are very similar. I see, yeah, that too. But unlike Germans for 78.7. 60? Wait, what's the 34? It's like United Kingdom are the Americans of Europe, you know? You know how like on a global scale, Americans don't give a shit about any other language because they speak English and you only really need to speak English to be able to exist anywhere? That's what these fuckers are. That is what these fuckers are. UK. Yeah. UK. I kind of want to go there. We talked about week-long vacations annually. I saw an advertisement recently. I'm drinking ale, by the way. It's not beer this time. But I saw an advertisement for a vacation in UK. You know how expensive that shit is? Like, considering the fact that I will have to be surrounded by the Brits, I feel they should be paying me. I feel they should be paying me. I'm just saying, like... You ever see people who support that shit and, like, they're very proud of the fact that they are mentally challenged? It's like that. It's always that. It's always that, isn't it? Oh damn, we got a Russian supporter. Either it's going to be cheering for the possibility of a genocide, or it's going to be spamming bullshit. I don't think we've ever seen one with like actual IQ in the game. Window lick. No, but like fuck it. Look, imagine having the possibility to like go and yeah, I can do it just without let me do a day. You have the possibility to enter a chat you were never a part of, right? And you have the possibility to go and hold a conversation about whichever topic you consider to be important. And you get the ability to ask questions that maybe this new person hasn't ever heard of. So you can ask them new questions and you can try to go and like divert them in some direction. You know what I mean? And you choose that time to spam Nazi shit because you're offended because Russia is getting called a Nazi country. Genius. Million IQ. Lovely. Just incredible. Two German parents raising their children in Sweden. They would only speak German at home and will let their kids become fluent in Swedish by being exposed to the language everywhere outside their house. We have Hungarians in Croatia who do this. But they don't let their kids be exposed to Croatian anywhere. So usually they reach the age of 6, 7 when, you know, kids usually start going to elementary school and they can't go to elementary school because they can't speak the language. So then they gotta take a year extra to like learn the language in order to be able to go to school. The elites of Putin's cyber army. Getting a ruble per one Z artwork. If he makes 16,000 of them, he might be able to afford a cucumber or however the fuck prices go there. Polish mom and a Slovakian dad raising a child to get in Hungary. Why are they doing Polish mom and a Slovakian dad? You think they would be in Hungary? They would be in Germany. The mother will only speak Polish to the child and the father only Slovak. Most of the time, the parents will have another language to address each other. Either the language of the country they live in, English, or one of the partner's languages. I feel that would be rather hard. I feel that would be rather hard. Bilingual kids have a speech delay. It's partially true. Children learning 2 languages or more from birth acquire the same amount of total vocabulary as their monolingual peers at the same age, but the number of words they know are divided into 2 languages. Oh. Oh. Timothy? Timothy? Timothy is being a half French fashion icon. I don't know what Timothy is doing. I went to a coffee with a friend recently and we were talking about Lord of the Rings getting remastered. And I was like, damn, who do you think is gonna be new Legolas? Because I don't know if I can see anyone else but Orlando Bloom in that role. And she was like, what if it's Timothy? And I was like, oh, bro, no. Oh, no. But genuinely, they're going to put a fucking wig on this man. I see it. I even kind of see it. Oh. That man's in everything. It feels his career is just... Which, you know, GG, but... leave something for the rest of us, Matthew. Come on. I didn't finish my video, by the way, so I have to finish my video now that we have quieted down the chat. And then we gotta be looking at some shit. We actually... I have a whole thing... Oh fuck, now I have to click on this. I had a whole video saved. Will he have hairy feet? If you think, is Timothy going to be playing a hobbit in the remaster? I'm saying no, because he gets the pretty boy things. But also... You're making me think who's gonna be the new Frodo. Who's getting the useless hero roles? Someone's gonna get fucked in the ass by doing that. Pressing X and that's 29%. I definitely saw 29%. Scoring the English proficiency index. Oh, look at us! Oh, look at us! Look at me! 575 to 599. Oh, look at that! What does that mean? What is that? What is that? How do you calculate that? Does Elijah would have any children? I know nothing about that man. Oh, I think no. Or? No. No. He has nothing. He's just vibing. My man's vibing. I don't know, Wikipedia. No, wait. Yeah, actually. He has a wife. Or? Yeah, he has a wife. Mette Marie Kongsved. Saying they have 2 children together. It has to be a wife. I think that's not... No. Yeah, it's a woman. Holy shit, you made me think about whether it's like a male or female name. They got kids together. Yeah, so he does have hobbits. He made hobbits. They're a bit too young to be acting. And, I mean, maybe not. Maybe if we get like a remaster in 20 years, that's gonna be alright. That's cute, though. That is cute. That is adorable. Yeah, when you look at his Wikipedia personal life, there's like a little tiny thing at the top. And it's like, oh yeah, he and his partner have 2 kids. And then the rest of it is just... vibing. He's vibing. He supported Bernie Sanders. He supported Bernie Sanders in 2016. In 2016, he said that Hollywood is organized by pedophiles, and then the interview went international, and then he was like, "Oh no, I'm actually like not. I haven't ever seen this." Hey Destiny, why would you hate Destiny? What did Destiny do? I think he has stuff that he is based in. Though I do understand some of the feelings. I can see some of the feelings. He can be a dick sometimes. Is he going to vote Trump now like a good leftist? Oh man. Oh man. Don't. I had to block so many people recently on that bullshit. Because of the whole getting people to vote for Trump shit or getting people not to vote at all. I saw a meme today, one of the worst memes. I basically blocked everyone who shared it on threads around because I'm trying to clean up my For You page. There's a meme and it's a dude and he's like, someone is asking him like, hey, do you want to eat at Burger King's or at McDonald's? And he's like, no, I don't want to eat either of these. And the dude goes, ha ha, well, you're a fascist now. And then sharing this meme around as if, people trying to get you vote for the not fascist option are somehow ridiculous. It's such a stupid thing. Oh man, it's such a oh god, 0 IQs. I swear to god, 0 IQ. I'm like, I feel genuinely discriminating at this point against people who call themselves leftists. It's a red flag. At this point, it's a red flag. I don't even know what to tell you. He's okay. Hassan? Hassan is... I don't even know what to tell you, man, dude. I don't even know what to tell you. Okay, if you compare him to other Americans trying to comment on global geopolitical affairs, even then I don't know if I would consider him okay. But like that would be offended by him also calling himself a leftist. I feel a lot of leftists are just eating shit and they just like to think that they're leftists, but they're actually not, which is why it's a red flag at this point. It's one of those things that like you choose this label for yourself because it makes you feel like you're a good person, but you're not actually a good person. Hey yo, Diana says, how are you doing? Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Far left is similar to the far right? Yeah, definitely. But I feel like overall, I feel that the group itself has... How to say this? From the outside, let's imagine you can be like perfectly objective, right? From the outside, surely you would have certain values that means a person is left-wing. And then you would have certain values that mean person is right-wing. So if you look at the division from the outside with a perfectly objective mind, I feel you can say that the distinction matters. I'm feeling that on an individual basis, when you ask another person, hey, what are you? And they answer, oh, I'm a leftist, or I'm a right-winger, I feel they're telling you what they would want to be, not necessarily what they are. Mostly I feel this is true for leftists, and mostly I feel this is because of the whole situation that started basically when leftists learned where Ukraine is on the map. But also if you've seen the way that people comment on Georgia, if you've seen the way that people will be commenting on Middle Eastern affairs, if you've seen them, for example, when the protests were going on in Iran and you saw them calling these protesters USA puppets and shit like that, I feel there's a lot of people who actually support the idea of areas of influence and support imperialism. And they think that imperialism that is less successful, in this case it being the Russian one, and they feel like the USA one is being more successful because USA has a hegemony, right? So they feel like Russian imperialism less successful, USA imperialism more successful. So if I support Russia, I'm supporting the oppressed peoples. It's like, it's a very dumbass position. I had a discussion with this with a friend just a few days ago over the inherent privileged position it takes to be thinking in this way, right? Because like if you're from USA, if you're Hassan, think of yourself as a Hassan, all right? You're sitting on your ass at home and you're like, I'm against USA hegemony. I am against USA hegemony and I don't want USA to be the most powerful country in the world, right? For you as an American, it makes sense that this position would be what you would consider to be left-wing, right? Now, what you do then is you look at the world and you look at countries which fight this hegemony that you are against. And you see Russia fighting it. And you're like, all right, Russia is fighting the hegemony that I am against. Therefore, because being against USA hegemony is a left-wing position, supporting Russia is a left-wing position. And then you see Russia genociding nations around itself. And then you're like, all right, these nations side with USA hegemony. I don't want to be happening. And they fight against Russia that I want to succeed because it's defeating USA. Therefore, these nations are USA puppets. And it's inherently a privileged position because it's not your ass being fucking genocided just because you're a neighbor to Russia. Your ass is staying safe. You can look at the global scale and you can look at the strength of USA and you can base your opinions on the strength of USA. And you can look at people in Iran protesting and asking for help from the Westerners, and you can be like, all right, these people want help from the West, and the West controls the world. Therefore, these people are against what I believe in, which is that USA should have less of an influence. Therefore, as a leftist, I should point out these people are puppets to USA hegemony, which again is a rather easy position to take when it's not your daughters being killed because they didn't wear their hijab properly. It's just basically, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I think they genuinely think that they're leftists, but I think that them calling themselves leftists is a worthless thing because they believe they are, but if you look into their positions, they're inherently harmful. Wait, where were we on this, by the way? This argument only holds if you do not follow news around the world. I do think there's a amount of... You know how Soviet Union had the thing with when Holodomor was ongoing and people were excusing it by saying Soviet Union was starving itself to greatness? The idea was, oh, Soviet Union is going to be a great, perfect communist nation. So what we want this great, perfect communist nation to be is clear of any enemies to communism. So what we're going to do is we're going to starve a big population, but we're going to starve them in an effort to reach greatness. I think that from the left-wing perspective, not just USA, I think from the left-wing perspective, I think a lot of them are like, yeah, a lot of women in Iran got killed because they didn't wear the hijab properly. A lot of men got hanged because they dared to protest against the killing of women. But all of these deaths are just a path to destroying USA hegemony, right? So it's like, we are genociding our way to have a world free of USA influence. That's the way I'm seeing this. Which, like, I'm not saying I'm agreeing with the position. I think it's ultimately an idiotic perspective. But, yeah, it was a new perspective to me. it was genuinely a new perspective to me. Like, all right, I see that makes I see where the delusion is coming from. I see where the delusion is coming from. But also, of course, I don't consider it to be a properly left-wing position. Russian greatness is just around the corner. Yeah. We're seeing Russian greatness. We're seeing the Russian world and how great it is. America bad, rhetoric, cool idea. Yeah, America bad. So in order to make world good, we need to lessen America. So any deaths that happen on our way to lessening American influence are deaths that are happening, in order to reach the destination. It's a sacrifice they are willing to make, basically. That's what it is. Poland, Soviet War, Poland, Finland, Romania, Hungary, Afghanistan, and the Soviets were invaders, and that now followed 2022, Russia Tsarist. No Yugos for Ruski doggies, Serb genocide, Croats and Bosnians. Yeah, that too. What did America do to you? Nothing. I never said it did do anything to me. I never said too much against USA. So far. Boeing whistleblower. Oh shit, that was a few months ago. Everyone said was killed by either Boeing or the US government. Turns out his self-unaliving was recorded. He recorded it? He was like, I'm gonna go kill myself and I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna record it. Parking lot had camera. Oh, I'll have to look into that. Oh, damn. I forgot about that story. I saw even someone, I think on Twitter, I was scrolling fast and I saw someone mention it and I was like, old shit. And then I just scrolled by. I never read the story. It was probably bad. It was probably bad. Oh man, now I'm interested. Because that was a wild thing. The idea that they would just like kill a man despite knowing the publicity is gonna get. Left the hotel alone, got in his truck alone, blew his brains out alone. Nobody entered or exited the video for 8 hours until police discovered his body. Oh shit. Why wait, did people know about the video previously and now it got into the public part of the internet? Like, was this video existing? It was announced. Why was it announced now? Wasn't there an investigation just after it happened? Wouldn't they be like, oh yeah, there's a video? Was there? There was a video? It would be... Man, I don't know too much about the timeline. I don't know too much about the timeline. China's about to invade Taiwan, do we think? They aren't going to release it to the public, but his family and lawyers saw it and confirmed. Oh, I'm also like, why? It sounds like conspiracy shit, I understand. But it's like, why are we learning about the existence of the video now? Or did we learn and maybe the conspiracy shit got so loud that it drowned it out? But I assume that previously, when the story was hitting news, I assume it would have been, rather reasonable if someone were to be like, hey, we're not gonna show you the video, but the video exists and the investigation is being done with the video in mind, right? Like, it just pops up now. But also I assume that not a lot of things are released to the public, right? They were probably like, oh yeah, the public is making guesses. Who the fuck cares about them? They're gonna make guesses anyways. Who the fuck cares? We're just gonna do the investigation in peace. And then people on Twitter can eat shit as much as they want. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what was going on. Oh, wait, what did I want to click on? The European Union video. By the way, sorry if I missed some messages. I was really in my rant, so feel free to just ask. I was really in my rant, and I'm trying to like scroll up now, and I'm losing my place in chat. So watch European Union. European Union absorbed its member countries, became a formal state. As the tensions started to rise, the army staged a coup to avoid international instability and separatism. Wouldn't a coup cause instability and separatism? Why would you do that? Whoa. Can't even say impossible. You're African. People always insist US government is doing incredibly shady shit with no evidence at all. Then when proof comes out that they weren't, people ignore it. Yeah, would agree with that. Dudes in Russia shoot themselves 4 times in the chest and jump through a window on the 5th floor. And nobody questions it. That too! That too! Every single time, that too. Oh yeah, Russia is doing shady shit. Do you think our government is not doing shady shit? And then the example of shady shit that their own government is doing is either like some decades-year-old bullshit, or it's a conspiracy theory. Like, my dude, come on. Crispy fries. I'm making a pizza after I end the stream, and I'm kind of hyped about it actually. Hey yo, Gustavo, how is life? Like, I'm hyped. I'm genuinely hyped. Have to disagree. On what? On what even? I might blow up like a Russian oil refinery. Hey, talking about the Russians blowing up. I got a video hyped about what my pizza. I'm making a pizza. No, I don't want to show you Russians blowing up. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to do that, alright? I would love to, but I'm not allowed to do that. I got this in my recommended today, and I was like, hey. I was... A true Croatian pizza. How do you know pizza? A true Croatian pizza actually might have Ivar on it, because Ivar is uniquely, I tell you, uniquely and only a Croatian food item. We made Ivar. Okay? You're gonna hear Serbs say that they made it. They're lying. You're gonna hear Bosnians say that they made it. They're lying too. You're going to hear Albanians say that they made it. They're lying too. The nation that made Ivar is Croatia, and it is only and solely Croatian. And we also made the first Ivar in those little plastic packages that you can squirt it out of. So it's ours. It's ours, alright? No one else's. I want you just to remember that, alright? Germans invented those white sausages that look like a sausage if it had some sort of a deathly illness and then died and then rotted right in front of you. I bought a little package of like barbecue sausages today to make for lunch on Sunday. And among them are like 4 of those German sausages, those white ones, those illegal looking ones. Like for the rest of them, there's like bacon wrapped ones and stuff. I'm hyped about trying those. But like the German ones, what do you do with that? What do you eat that with? Huh? What? Huh? Why so here? So I have like 4, I think it's 4 or 5 of them, I don't know. There's a couple of them. It's meant to be like a barbecue package, so I think I'm gonna throw them on the grill and just pray. Put some coloring on them so they don't look like that. And pray. That's that. Serbian president cried the UN after the majority recognized Srebrenica as a genocide. Talking about that. Serbs here see that as a victory. Because they took the numbers of countries that abstained and they took the number of countries that voted against, and they think it's the most support Serbia has gotten on the issue in the last decades. Serbs here have been fucking celebrating, despite the fact that it was recognized as a genocide, because of course it was. They celebrated. Like, they're driving around with Serbian flags and playing Serbian nationalistic music because they think that their country is getting more respect in the world. Because, you know, there were quite a lot of countries that abstained and then countries that voted against. I don't know where I saw the list of countries. UN voting Srebrenica. Because I saw a list. Is it this one? I didn't see it in the news. Someone linked it to me, so I don't know what the source was. But it was probably this. Yeah, but Serbs have been fucking bitching about this for months at this point. Their prime minister has very openly said that she's offended that Bosniaks are saying that Serbs are a genocidal nation. Like, you look at the victims of Serb genocide attempt and you're offended because they point at you and they go, yeah, they attempted the genocide on us. How dare you be offended? How fucking dare you be offended? Just shut the fuck up. Vučić won the General Assembly. The move will just open old wounds and will create a complete political havoc. When he talks of a complete political havoc, he's talking of like ape-brained Serbs being offended because their crimes are being recognized. When he talks about opening old wounds, he's talking about Serbian wounds because they lost the fucking war. They started the war, they lost the war. Alright, the wound is all within Serbia itself. You're opening the wounds because you're being like, hey guys, not only did you start the war and then lose the fucking war, you also were horrible people during the fucking war, and we hate you for it. And now he's like, me, we seem to be crying about this. Yeah, good. Shut the fuck up. It's such a ridiculous little thing. Serbia is a city now. Almost. If you compared like GDP, yeah, probably. Spanish deputy president. Oh, I saw people quoting it, and I was like, oh man. Yeah, Spaniards, of course. Who else? Who fucking else? What's the video? The illegal sausage. I'm getting links on illegal sausages. Oh, it's a what? It's like a jump scare when you look at it. Hey, I'm just kidding. Oh, I imagine. Just walking around jumping at it. Oh man, that's cool. Bavarians crying, so I'm like, good. Maybe they deserve to be crying. Brief history of Bavaria. Hey, we didn't even watch this one. We didn't watch. You know, I had a discussion. With my mother today about this. We're having a marathon practicing crew, basic. I don't know. It's a bunch of people running a lot, and they're coming to the general area, right? And the group in question is called Eastern European Long Distance Running Group, something like that. It's a long ass name, but Eastern European is what matters. So she's like, are we Central European or are we Eastern European? I'm like, well, if in this situation we are a part of the Eastern European running group, that means, you know what that means? That means the rest of Eastern Europe. That means you little Bulgarians and little Serbs and little Poles. That means you people are bulky as fuck. It means your legs are short. That's what it means. Because we do a thing here where we are Central European if we want to be, and we are Eastern European if we want to be. Like if we are comparing our paychecks and we want to seem better and we want to brag about something, then we are Eastern European because we have so much better paychecks than a lot of our neighbors on the East. But if we want to be bitching about, you know, the political situation in Croatia, then suddenly we are Central European. Look at our paychecks compared to the rest of Central Europe. Oh, they're so low. Oh, they're so tiny. Oh, this is so sad. So the fact that we are in Eastern European running group, you people are fucking fat. You people are fat as shit. We are outrunning you all. Alright? Because if you were fast, we'd be in the Central European one. But nope. No, we picked this one because this one we can actually win. Yeah, Hasanabis of Europe. Yeah, Hasanabis of Europe. Indeed. Like he says something stupid on European affairs. It's alright, he's American. Of course he doesn't know the details about Europe. But he says something about European affairs that his fans like. He's Turkish. How do you know better than him? He's genuinely Turkish. He's actually Turkish. He's closer to Ukraine than you are. So how can you say that Ukraine wants to fight against Russia if he's the one closer to Ukraine by the virtue of being Turkish, and he is saying that is incorrect? If people go to your country for beach vacations, you're Southern European. Oh shit, do we like that? What does that mean? What is that? Southern? Do we want to be Southern European? I mean, technically. Are we better than the rest of Southern Europeans in something? Like, I don't see the value. I don't see the... Why would I want to claim being Southern European if I can't piss on other Southern Europeans who would by some statistics need to be beneath me? Bit less corrupt than Italy. Less mafia. If you compare us to the rest of Southern Europeans, we have a lot less mafia, don't we? Oh, that's true. That is indeed true. Yeah. All right. Corruption rates. All right. That works. Maybe a bit less corrupt. Publicly. A bit less corrupt, seen by other countries. Most people here would call Croatia Southern Europe. Yeah, you see, I almost never hear that from actual Croatians. I hear Central and I hear Eastern. I think it's because we're so focused on Serbia and Bosnia as our immediate neighbors who are Eastern Europe. and then Slovenia being Central Europe, that we don't really compare ourselves to Southerners, because I don't really think we care about them. So I think that's kind of the problem with the mentality. It's like Southern Europe, who gives a shit? You got Easterners there, you got Central people there. That's what matters. Yeah, I don't even know if Central Europe is a term. Because it sounds like bullshit. It sounds like a stupid little term. Why? Why so many divisions in the first place? Like, why do we need? There's no chance for any country to be a part of only one, is there? Such a weird thing. But we want to be Eastern because we're better than the rest of the Eastern ones. Czechs are Central Europe. I could even see that. They don't fit in with us. They don't fit in. Too stable economy. Too stable, too alright. Geography denying Bosnia and Herzegovina sea access. Yeah, I see that too. But that's Eastern Europe. But also like Southern one. True. Okay, proper. That's just Balkan, to be fair. That's just Balkan. I feel Balkan is just everything. Germany? Why is this man so quiet for me? I feel Germany... Okay, I feel we see Germany as Western. And I don't know why. But I feel we would comment on it as Western. Central is term for culture and language sphere. So do we... What's Austria? What's Austria? What's Austria doing? Center? Austria is center. Is Austria really? I don't know, because it reminds me though. I have to ask my brother if he like revised his opinion on this. But he was quite set in his ways of Austria being Eastern, like specifically Eastern. Like Slovenia can be center, but Austria has to be Eastern Europe because culturally it fits with Eastern Europe and it doesn't fit with what he would term normal Europeans. I kind of have to ask if that's like still a position. I don't know if that was like a genuine thing. I mostly just found it fun. I don't know if that's a genuine thing. Czechia, Slovakia, Poland, Austria, and sometimes Germany. See, we definitely count, for example, Slovenia as center. Slovenia definitely center. Slovenia would never be east. Center, yeah, see, this. But also, guys, you remember Zizek? You remember when Zizek was like, Eastern Europe starts where your eastern border is? I feel it's that. I feel that's what it is. Like, we just lie to ourselves, don't we? We don't lie to ourselves a little bit. Southern. Because see, we could fit in the Southern, and then we do fit Southeast and Eastern Europe, and they counted in that. Who the fuck counts Russia in Europe? Reci? Oh, I need to go shopping. So we're gonna be maybe ending a bit sooner. Give me a sec. Have to show you my video. Yeah, I gotta go shopping. And stores work until 8, so I'm gonna go outside before 8 hits so I can go and reach the store. But what I wanted to show you was Eastern Europe, because you have to look at Eastern Europe. Wasn't late. I was here on time.
world, I was reminded of 1956 when the Soviet Union invaded Hungary and Imre Nagy gave us.
Now he's gonna be like Croatia. Croatia, actually. East.
Farmers pulling away Russian tanks with tractors. It reminded me of 1968 when the Soviet Union invaded Czechoslovakia.
Oh, bro, he's not counting Croatia. Oh, and personally, he's not even counting Bosnia.
Czechoslovakia in 1968. Among them, a young Czech singer called Karel Kryl. You have probably never heard of him if you are from Western Europe. He is sometimes called the Bob Dylan of the Eastern Bloc, a talented singer who made witty songs satirizing the communist leadership and society. He went to exile in Germany, kept writing and performing, and in 1969 made a broadcast in Czech for his homeland audience. In the broadcast, he walks up to a blackboard.
Yeah, never heard of him, I think too. Bosna. Moja Bosna, ponosna, pedu. Let your dog, she's out. My... I have to be pausing the video again. We got birds. We got this. We got this. I mean it lives in my neighbor's yard. We got this. And there were, I think, like 6 of them or something. I don't know. There's a lot of them and they scream. So they're there in my neighbor's yard. And apparently they tried building a nest. Oh, Sichu! They tried building a nest. And what happened is, in the attempt to build a nest, they went up on a tree. And as they went up on a tree, my cat saw them. And when my cat saw them, he tried to steal whatever was in that nest. So what happened there is they beat him up. 2 of these, I saw it. They beat him up. It's alive. The cat's alive. But they beat him. Oh, it was ridiculous. It was like, I didn't even know it was him getting beat up. Because I look at the neighbor's yard and there's a hedge. And there's 2 birds and they like fly up and then straight down. And they're and I'm like... And I see my stupid cat. It's an orange cat. It's always the orange cat. My stupid cat running out on the street, almost getting hit by a van. He saw the van. He stopped because he doesn't want to fucking die on the street. So he stops. And as he's like freezes in fear, they're still like flying at him. They're still beating him up. He runs all the way to the house. These 2 fuckers follow him all the way. And then my dog chases them away. So now they come and they perch on our trees and they scream. They just scream. They literally, the sounds that they make are ridiculous and they just scream and they hunt him around. I have never seen a cat that scared. I have genuinely never seen a cat that scared. Recently, I went to bring him food and like, I walked close to him and I was like, hey, you wanna eat? And he was like, oh. He's terrified. My man's absolutely scared. It's been going on. It started before my vacation. So this has been going on for like 3 weeks at this point. They just come and they scream. And my dog gets so angry because they're annoying. It's just, oh. But fun little things. So personally, I support it. I support it wholeheartedly. My cat is a piece of shit. And he deserves getting beaten up, but, yeah, it's just, oh. Yeah, my dog is the best dog. My dog is the best dog. By the way, before I end the stream, I have to flex on you with my book again. I got a book about books. I got a book about books. It's a 501 book to read. So, listen, I'm going to be going through it, and then I'm going to be acting really, really smart because I'm going to be able to know whatever there is to learn from like the 501 best book that humans have ever written about, I guess. There's cosmic comics in it. Wait, is there science fiction? Oh, there's Dune. Knew it. I was wondering about that book. Is that book actually good? I've never fucking read a thing. Yeah, I am smart. Thank you. Book about boobs? No, there's no boobs, man. Traveling, thrillers, science. There's not even biology books. Modern fiction. memoirs, history, classic, children's fiction. All right, so there's apparently no boobs. There's no boobs. There's no breasts. There's no titties. But still a cool little thing. So I'm kind of happy that I got it. I paid for it quite a lot, my dude. I paid for this book quite a lot. It was on the auction thing, and I set a timer to remind me when the auction is ending, so I can go and give the biggest offer right before the auction ends. So I got it, but at what cost? At a cost of quite a lot of money. But I'm happy. I'm fucking happy. Oh my man. May I introduce you to the concept? Check this out. You see this? I'm about to send you a little list. You know that's it. Usually people put that in their sentences, and then their sentences are easier to read when there's a lot of words like jumbled on top of each other. Would recommend. 10 out of 10 would recommend. 10 out of 10 would put in relatively long chat messages, so people reading the mentioned relatively long chat messages are able to know what is going on. It would be immensely helpful. It would be immensely helpful. We need a thing that's like softer than a strike. Need to add that during the weekend. I actually have some free time during the weekends now. Oh, that's nice. We need a thing that's like softer than a strike. Like not a strike, more so like a warning, pre-strike, and it's like, hey, whoa. Come on, please. With Kill Godzilla, yeah, that. There's just a lot of stuff. European races, though. Slavic, Russia, Ukraine, Croatia, Serbia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Slovenia, Slovakia, Czech, Bulgarians. I feel it would depend. Oh, you did the thing. You did the thing with like Aryan race. Oh, you see the Aryan race? Anglo-Saxons, Germany, Austria, Belgium, Dutch, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Ireland, British. There's a fun little thing with Aryan race, and this is going to be at the end of the stream, by the way. A fun little thing about the Aryan race, which is that the only way to believe in the concept of the Aryan race is if you don't know what a race is. That's literally the only thing. If you have no idea what a race actually is, and if the way you define races is different to every single, and I mean every single existing and used definition of a word race. Like Aryan race is a thing that, yeah, race by itself, true, race is a useless term. There's no such thing as a race. Even in a world where a race is already a useless term, this useless term gets defined on several different metrics. No metrics define race in a way that would make sense to imagine the Aryan race. None of it. It doesn't matter how you define it. None of it makes sense. Like, it genuinely, an Aryan race can't be existent. Jordan Peterson? Oh no. Hey, what's that man doing? Is he alive? Is Jordan? He's alive. He didn't die. Andrew Tate got on trial recently. More women came out saying that he raped them. So there's like more evidence collected, and I think he's put on trial again. But Jordan, what's Jordan doing? My precious. Hey, nice. Hello. How are you doing? Slavic nationalist tribes versus same Aryan nationalism is Viking, pagan, Odin worshippers. Same with that. But like the nations you mentioned as parts of the Aryan race are not nations that believed in Norse mythology. If you're using Norse mythology as what makes race Aryan race, it already doesn't encompass races you mentioned. Think it's a useful term? I kind of genuinely don't. I genuinely don't. I don't see any sort of a use for it, truly. Like when it comes to religion, dividing people based on religion, sure. Dividing people based on nationality, sure. Languages they speak, sure. But like race seems to be like a useless amalgamation of certain parts of all of these. So I'm not really a fan. Also, I have to be leaving. I have to be leaving. I have to be running away. All right. So listen. Repost this to win cash. Listen, I have to be running. I have to reach the store. So I'm gonna be seeing you on Monday. Monday and Wednesday streams normal time. So streams afternoon because I'm working morning shift. I don't know when I work Friday. So we'll see on that. But Monday, Friday, normal time stream. See you in a store. Buy some cheese for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay strong. I'm gonna try to join Thompson's stream today. So hope to see you there.